Creations. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I live in Spring Hill, Kansas. And tonight is Thursday, August 29th, and I'm live. I'm actually live the last 3 weeks. I have not been live. I've had to post a recording. 1 week I was traveling for my corporate job. The next week I was in St. George, Utah. And then last week I thought I was going to be live and I had technical difficulties, which I'm hoping we got fixed. I think we did, but it will be helpful if you're joining me tonight, if you just say hello so that I know that you're there. And then that will make me feel a lot better, because right now I feel like I'm talking to myself, and I'm sure you're out there, but I just need to know that I'm live. So anyway, welcome, welcome. Tonight is my Thursday night to go class. And I've got a really, really cute stamp set to share with you. But before I get into the cards that we're going to make tonight, I've got some reminders that I wanted to share with you. Reminder number one, and most important to me at this point in time, is that tomorrow is my last day in corporate America. Tomorrow is my last day, and then going forward, I will be fully retired. I say fully retired. I'm going to continue to work my Stampin' Up! Business because I love what I do in Stampin' Up! And I love all of you, but no more corporate America. So very, very excited. I gave 6 weeks notice when I made this decision, when I finally made this decision, and I can't believe it's already passed. And this weekend will be September 1st. Summer is almost over. I know everybody's got children. If you do have school-age children, they've gone back to school or they're getting ready to go back to school. I just can't believe the year's gone by so quickly. But exciting things ahead, and I know that because I'm going to be able to work my Stampin' Up! Business full-time, I've got a lot of fun things to share with you as well. So let's go ahead and start talking about some of the reminders that I want to give you. I am going to switch my screen really quickly so that I can share this information with you. And the first thing that I want to share with you, and let me come up and be with you. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. I just wanted to remind you that because August 31st is just Saturday, you will definitely want to use or redeem your coupons from last month if you haven't done that already. It's important you get that done because if you wait till September 1st, they won't accept your coupons. So hopefully everybody's had the opportunity to go through and redeem all of their coupons from last month for free product. But just in case you haven't, this is one last reminder. Next on my list to remind you about is our mini catalog that goes into effect on September the 4th. Really excited to start showing you things that are in this catalog. If you don't have a catalog, if you're one of my customers and you haven't received one from me and you would like one, just let me know, message me, send me a text, however you want to communicate with me, and I will get one out to you. If you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to see the new mini catalog, you'd like to have a copy of your own, I would be more than happy to send you one. So again, please just message me. I can be contacted on aprildaviscreations@gmail.com, or you can also, hey, I see somebody's watching. That's great. Hi, Jane. So thank you for at least giving me a heart so that I know that you're watching. Anyway, if you are interested in a catalog, please do reach out to me. I'm more than happy to put one in the mail to you. All right, next on the list, we've got World Card Making Day coming up on October the 5th. It's just a fun time from 2 to 3 Mountain Time, and it's free. You can join. You need to register, and I'll be sending out more information, but you can also use this registration code, or what do they call these? They call these little QR codes. You can scan the QR code from this video, actually, and be able to register for free, and then join us on October 5th from 2 to 3. Stampin' Up! Will be showing you a number of cards that they're going to create, and there'll be people from all over the world. that will be joining us and just watching and creating cards together. So I wanted to remind you about that, and I'll have more information on that later. And then also wanted to just spend just a few minutes talking about what tonight is. Tonight is a to-go class. Every Thursday night I go live and I teach you how to make 3 different cards. If you decide that you would like the kits for those cards for free, you just need to place an order in my online store, and you can go to aprildaviscreations.com. Sorry, let me do this. Do I have April? Just go to aprildaviscreations.com. I don't have that one up, but aprildaviscreations.com, and then go to classes clubs, go to to-go classes, and then all the information for the class is here. You place an order at my online store utilizing the host code that I have right here, and that's my trigger that you're interested in the kit. I send you everything you need to create 6 cards, 2 of each card. The only thing that I don't include is the stamps, and there are no dies with stamps. These stamps, tonight we're going to be doing a lot of fussy cutting, but I don't do any stamping for you. So you will need the Sweet Pea stamp set if you want your cards to look exactly like mine, or perhaps you've got something that's very similar in your library. And so you can go ahead and use something that's similar in your library, but you'll get the kit and everything that goes with it. So I want to go back up here really quickly and talk about Crafting Crossroads. This will be my last plug for Crafting Crossroads. This is a Canadian and USA Fusion Fest. I'm doing this with my friend Tina, and it's a technique class. It's over the weekend of the 27th, 28th, and 29th of September. It's going to be on Facebook. Much of it will be recorded. We may have a few snippets where we're live, but if you can't make it, all the lives are recorded. All of the techniques are recorded, so you'll be able to go into your own special Facebook group for this class specifically and learn all these various techniques. There's close to 40 techniques that we're going to be sharing with you across a number of different tools that we're going to be utilizing. You're also going to receive a kit. It's going to have approximately $50 in product, paper, some of the tools that we're going to be utilizing. You'll be able to create what we're creating. And the focus again is on techniques. You'll be creating cards, but again, we're teaching you these techniques. And then because of that, we're also going to be providing you with a master technique sheet for each one of the techniques. So you can go back and you can reference those at a later date if you choose to, after you finish the class. But lots of fun stuff going on that weekend. And the registration closes on September the 1st. So registration will be closed, and then we are getting your kits together, and we will get them shipped out by the 13th of September so that you have them in plenty of time to start the class on the 27th. So wanted to remind you about that one more time in case you're on the fence and you decided you wanted to go ahead and join that. All right, so let me come back, and I'm going to just say hello again, take all of this down. If you are watching and you can comment, that would be awesome, just so that I know that you're there. And I'm gonna switch our, let me see, let me get this right. I'm gonna switch our view so that I can show you the cards now. So we are going to be utilizing the Sweet Peas stamp set. And this is a fun little stamp set. In fact, I love the little sentiments that they have. You make me happy. Hello, grumpy. Look at this grumpy pea. Welcome, Sweet Pea for a baby, or happy birthday. I love all of this. And they're photopolymer stamps. Obviously, we're going to be utilizing a lot of them tonight. Hi, Kara. Good to see you. So thank you for saying hello. So we're going to be using a lot of them tonight, and that's why my stamp case is empty. But remember too that these stamps are just individual stamps. They don't come with dies. So what I'm doing tonight is I'll be doing a lot of fussy cutting. Although I have to tell you that I did a lot of it ahead of time just so that you didn't have to sit and watch me fussy cut all night. So these are the 3 cards that we're going to be making. This is a happy birthday, and they're having a little party and celebrating. We've got Welcome Sweet Pea, and we've got this Sweet Pea little baby. And then we've got You Make Me Happy. And we've got two little lovebirds going on right now. Or I should say love peas going on right now. So how fun is that? And you can tell that I paired this up with our in colors again. I am so in love with the in colors this year. And we're using Summer Splash, we're using Peach Pie, and we're using Pretty in Pink tonight. So let's go ahead and let's get started with our Summer Splash card. And we're going to use the Basic Beige card base. I have a Summer Splash layer. I have a basic white layer that I've actually used the Fun Patterns Flowers. It's a 3D embossing folder to emboss this. Hopefully you can see that. I'll try to get it at a good angle so that you can see it. There you go. So we're utilizing that. And then I've got a piece of the Designer Series paper in the in colors. And then typically what I would do is I would have a piece that I would stamp on, but I kind of cut corners there, and I'll show you in just a second. And then basically what I did is I cut out 3 labels, and these labels are from, oh, not that one. Sorry. We got them here. These labels are from the Nested Essentials die set. So it's this little label right here. And what I've done is I've cut out 3 of them. Okay, so we've got those 3, and then I have my little peas that I'm going to work with you on. And so I've gone ahead and I've cut them or colored them, stamped them, cut them, fussy cut. But I did save one because I didn't want you to miss out on me coloring and fussy cutting. So I'm not going to do it for every single card, but I thought with the first card I would go ahead and get started. So basically for my pea pod, I used Granny Apple Green and the dark Granny Apple Green. For my pea itself, I'm going to be using the Lemon Lime Twist, and I have the light lemon lime and I have the dark lemon lime. So I'm going to go ahead and start coloring in this little pea. I've already got him stamped. I just did all my stamping ahead of time, and then we'll get our sentiment stamped here in just a second. But let me get this pea colored in, and then I'll show you how I'm kind of accenting this pea just to give it a little bit of dimension. So after I've got my light, then I'm going to take my dark, and I'm going to just kind of go along the edges here. So I've got like a little C there that you can see, a C that you can see. And then I'm going to blend this in again. And so I'm just going to take the light and I'm going to blend it towards the center. And now we've got that colored in. And then because I'm using Summer Splash, he's got a little party hat on. So let me take my dark Summer Splash, and these are my Stampin' blends, and I'm going to go ahead and color his hat in. So, and this is little bitty, so I don't have to use much pressure on it, but we've got his hat colored in. And then the last thing, obviously, before we can start to assemble this, is to just do some fussy cutting. I do like dies. I don't mind fussy cutting. I'm just not very good at it. And what I say by that is I know how to fussy cut, but I just can't seem to get my white border to be even. So I always have an issue with that. What I will do sometimes is I have a brother scan and cut, and if I'm making cards in multiples rather than fussy cut, I can actually scan these and cut. And I think probably what I'll do now that I have more time, now that I'm retired, if you have a scan and cut, I can show you how to do that. Otherwise, a lot of people just enjoy just the relaxation, if you will, of fussy cutting. It's kind of like people who enjoy coloring as well. It's just a relaxing activity. So let me go ahead and get him finished up. All right, we're almost there. Got him done. And let's go ahead and I'm going to bring out my Summer Splash ink, and we are going to stamp Happy Birthday on one of these. I'm going to bring, since these are my photopolymer stamps, I need to have a cushion behind it. I just like it having a little place to have a little squish so it adheres better to the paper. And so let's go ahead and get this set up. And I'm just gonna do a quick tap, 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 because I can see through. I can see if I get a good coating of ink on my stamp, and then we'll go ahead and set this down. There we go, we've got happy birthday now. Let me go ahead and clean this off, and then we will start to assemble this card. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna work on just getting my banners done right now. So the first one is the little peas that are having a party. They're having a good time blowing their little horns, and this one's got a little hat. I'm going to take some dimensionals and put some dimensionals on the back of this one. Okay, so he's gonna go on this one, and then our little pea is gonna go here, and then we've got another party group over here that we're going to put dimensionals on as well. So let me go ahead and get those adhered. Use my take your pick to take off the backs of my dimensionals. It's easier. I'm gonna pull my bin out here so it's easier for me to get to, and we will start adhering these peas. So let's see, I'm gonna set this one probably right about there, and then we'll take this one since it's just a single. We'll go ahead, and he's having fun blowing his horn. We'll set him here, and then we've got this one. Did I get that? Yep. Alrighty, and we'll get these set up. Let me see. Trying to decide which way I want to have them go. I think this is good. Okay, so now we've got these three ready to go. Let's pull in our base. This is Basic Beige. Basic Beige is my new, I say my new favorite color. I have a lot of favorite colors, but this is such a fun neutral color. I use it all the time. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and build this base as well. I just wanted to show you, and just so that you can keep this in mind, this particular folder is a smaller folder. So when you take a 4x5 piece of, or even like less than 4x5, I think this is like 4 7/8 by 3 5/8, it still isn't going to fit completely into the folder, okay? There's some of it sticking out. This would be a difficult page to repeat that pattern. You can see where it's just flat there, but it's not a problem with this particular card because I'm going to go ahead and get this adhered down, and then I'm going to layer my cardstock, or excuse me, my designer series paper over the top of it so it hides that. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you want the whole piece to show, you're going to need to use a larger embossing folder, but I didn't need the whole thing to show. I just needed most of it to show. So I've got a piece of designer series paper that's gonna cover that up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my glue down so that I can get this centered appropriately. And I can wiggle it around if I need to. That's why I use the glue. I'm very envious of those people that can hit their mark the first shot and they don't have to move things around. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I'm just amazed by some of the card makers who are able to put their piece down and it's perfect the first shot. That's not me. That's why I have to use glue. All right, so now we've got this down. So now I'm gonna pay attention to how my card is opening. I've done it 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2. So basically it's gonna open up this way. So I needed to double check that so that I can make sure that I get my layer on appropriately. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the layer on with dimensionals. So let's go ahead and get that done. And for me, I mean, you could do 4 in the corner and 1 in the middle, but because this is a main layer, I'm going to put some additional ones on the side and 2 in the middle, and that way I know my card is nice and stable, especially if I decide to mail it. I don't want it to get too squished. All right, so we've got this. And now what I'm gonna do with this one, since I've got dimensionals, and you guys have seen me do this, and I've been practicing this for quite some time now, and it works for me. Remember, we talked about the glue just a minute ago and how I need some flexibility to move things around. The dimensionals are sticky, and so once you put them down, they're down. So I put a little bit of glue on this so that I can give myself a little bit of flexibility as I'm lining this up. If I need to do any scooting around, I can do that because I've got glue on the back of the dimensionals. Now, I have to say, I did a really good job with that one, so I'm really pleased with myself. But I always have, you know, my glue to fall back on if I have to do some scooting. All right, so let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. And we'll get each of these laid. And basically what I'm gonna do with this, I'm looking to see if I have it. Let me pull the backs off of these real quick. These need to be lined up. And sometimes I just eye it. So let me see, these are, go this way and this is this one. So see how sticky those are? Really, really sticky. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the back of these. And then I want these to line up. So I'm gonna actually bring out my T-ruler so that I can make sure that I get these lined up appropriately. So I can kind of look to see how I want to bring it in from the edge. I'm more interested in making sure that they all line up exactly or close at the bottom. So this one's gonna get placed here. Okay. And it's sliding around, which is good. I'm gonna keep that there. I'm gonna take this end one, put a little bit more glue on this. And again, you guys could do this however you choose to. I just know me and how I work. And I just like the fact that I have a little bit more confidence in the fact that my 3 pieces are going to be straight if I do this first. And then this one's going to slide right here in the middle. So let me put some glue on the back of this one. Again, some people are really good about just eyeing things, and if you can do that, that's amazing, and I wish I were more like you. But I do have tools that help me out, so I'm going to go ahead and get that down. And now I feel like I've got these lined up appropriately. And we have card number 1 completed. Aren't they cute? Happy birthday. All right, so this is card number 1. Move that off to the side. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring our lovebirds in. Oh, sorry, love peas in. And let me bring in that kit. I'm gonna use the basic beige again. Love this color. I have a layer of Pretty in Pink. I have a basic white layer. I have a piece of the Designer Series paper in Pretty in Pink. This I would typically be stamping on, but I went ahead and did that ahead of time. I also was able to cut out the circle that we're gonna be utilizing, and I used my, let me show you, I used my Stylish Shape dies, and I actually used the large circle die for that. Hi, Angela. So glad you could join. All right, so we've got that set aside. I also have 2 hearts that were cut from, let me see if I can pull this right one out. Yes, this is called Wonderful Thoughts. It's a bundle. The dies, the Wonderful Thought dies, actually cut a lot of the wording out that comes with the bundle, but there's some fun hearts here. So I use these 2 little hearts in the Wonderful Thoughts dies. So we've got that. And then I also used, where did my sentiment come from? Let me see. I think my sentiment, or not my sentiment, but my banner for my sentiment also came from the Wonderful Thoughts die. So that's this piece here. And I cut that in basic beige. We're gonna stamp on that in just a second. And then I stamped our love peas here, and the stamp actually comes with a heart as well. So when I stamped it, I colored in the heart in Pretty in Pink, and I cut that out. And then I took 2 of the leaves that they have the stamps that we've got and stamped those, colored those, and fussy cut around those as well. So the fussy cutting is done. We're just going to work on some of the assembling after I get my my sentiment stamped. So this particular one, we're going to stamp "You Make Me Happy." So I'll bring this up, and we're going to use Pretty in Pink. All the colors coordinate, which I love. So let me go ahead and get this inked up. I'm just looking through to make sure I've got a good coating on it. And then I'm going to bring this down just a little bit so that I can see a little bit better. Apologies if my head gets in the way. But I want to get this lined up, and "You Make Me Happy." Make sure I get a good connection here. And there we go. All right, so let me clean this up, and we'll start to assemble this card. We've got a lot of pieces that are going into it. Let me get this clean. Okay, so let's first start building our main layer, and that's going to be these pieces. So I'm going to take my basic white, and I'm going to adhere it to my Pretty in Pink layer. And we'll get it lined up. Nice. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way for just a second. And then we're going to take our Designer Series paper layer, and we're going to put it off to the left. Okay. And I'm just going to lay it lined up exactly with the basic white layer. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in our basic beige in color ribbon, and we're going to get that added. Now, you've seen me do this before. This is just how I prefer to do it. If you wanted to, you could take and you could wrap the ribbon all the way around and tie your bow. I prefer to save on my ribbon. I use my ribbon snips. They've got the little ribbon at the back. This way they're nice and sharp. I'll trim this off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to center this over the line, the seam where the two come together, turn it over, and then I'm going to take some of my Scotch tape, and I'm just going to tape this down. I've saved all that ribbon. It's just easier for me. Again, you can do it however you choose to do it. I've seen it done both ways. This is just my preference. So when you see me work on my cards, this is how you'll see that I do this. Okay, so now we've got this. I'm gonna make sure I get this lined up so that it's centered appropriately. Okay, and now what we can do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add it to our card base. So I'm gonna bring the card base in and get it folded over. And we're going to put this on with dimensionals. Okay, so let me bring my dimensionals back out. Move that out of the way. We'll get this all layered. And again, I'm going to do it the same way I did before since this is a main layer. I'm going to go ahead and 3 down the side, 2 in the middle. And then I will use my take your pick to help me get those backs off. It goes fast, and then all I have to do is pick my backings off and put them in the bin. Now, again, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use my glue. It's an extra step. I know it's total preference, but it works for me. So let's go ahead and get that done real quick. And now I can turn this over, make sure I've got it opening up the right direction. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get this laid down. So let me pick this up so I can look at it. And actually, I've been doing a pretty good job. I have to say so myself. Okay, let's work on our circle and get some layering done down here. So we're gonna take our love peas and we're gonna add dimensionals to them. You know, I love my dimensionals. So I'm gonna put one here And we're gonna put one over here. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and put one in the middle too, just to give it some stability. So we'll go ahead and do that. I don't think I got that one off. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and center it just right about in the middle. And then I'm gonna take just a little bitty dot of glue right here. This is where the heart's gonna go. And I'm gonna take my Take Your Pick, since this is such a little piece. I'm gonna use the putty end of my Take Your Pick, and I'm going to adhere this down with my Take Your Pick, and I'm just gonna use my tweezers to help hold it in place. So now I've got that piece down, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the greenery behind the circle. So I'm gonna bring this up, and I'm just gonna look at how I want this. I decided to go with a large and a small, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put glue on this side of my greenery, my leaves. So I've got glue here, and I'm gonna tuck that behind here. So it's sticking out, and I just wanna make sure, yep, we're good, we're good, we're good. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going over. And then I'm gonna take this little bitty one, and I'm just gonna put a little bit right behind here, and I'm gonna have it pop out right about there. So I'm gonna put a little bit here. And then what we're gonna do after we get this greenery adhered is I will turn it over, and we are going to put dimensionals on the backs of the circle. So dimensionals again, and I'm just gonna go back and forth, side to side. Okay, and then I'm gonna put one in the middle. I think I'm gonna be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these off. These stamp sets really surprise me. When I look at them in the catalog and I see them, I'm thinking, I don't know if this is one that I want to get. And then I start to see other people creating things with it, and it's so cute. It's just so cute. And so then I'm like, yes, I have to have this. So that's what happened with my Sweet Pea stamp set, because it wasn't on my radar to begin with. I'm trying to decide. I'm going to be putting dimensionals on each side over here. This is already raised up, so I don't need any in the middle here, but I do need a little bit for support here. I'm just wondering if my big dimensionals will be too big. So I think I'm going to opt and use my little dimensionals, my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put one on each end. Actually, I probably, oh, that's good. That's good. Maybe I need to put one down here. I'll do that. That will give me the stability that I need. And then let's go ahead and take the backs of these off, and then I'm going to put glue in the middle, and that will adhere it to the center, the white circle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just a little bit, don't need a lot. And then let's go ahead and get this centered. Okay, very good. We've got that. We're not done yet. We're still going. I'm going to go ahead and get my little hearts on. And I'm just kind of looking. I mean, placement is key, and you've just got to decide where you want things to go. And since I'm using a smaller leaf here, I think I'm going to put this heart down on this end. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this heart. I'm going to use my tweezers to kind of help me out, since these are smaller pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one up here. But I still want to put a ribbon on here. And I feel like now, if I put the ribbon at the top, it's not going to, I just don't have enough room up here. Maybe I should have dropped this down lower. It's okay that I didn't. I'm just going to tuck it through down here, and I'm going to put my ribbon in down here. So you guys can decide, did you like it better up at the top, or do you like it better down below? So I'm just going to slide that underneath, and I'm going to make sure that I cut enough here that I can be able to tie a bow. I need a little bit of extra to tie a bow. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and get this bow tied. And I'm gonna make it a little tight there, and then we'll go ahead and finish tying it. I have to finesse it just a little bit, so we'll work with it just for a few minutes, a few seconds to get my bow. And then what I'll do is I will cut the ends off here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut this end off here. Okay, and then the other thing that I'm going to do, and I just do this just for stability, is I'm gonna take a little mini dot, and I'm just gonna ball it up with my take your pick, and I'm gonna tuck it right underneath here just to kind of add some stability to the bow. So now we've got our bow, and I've changed up the card just a little bit, not a lot, but you guys can decide, do you like the bow better at the top, or do you like the bow better down below? Either way, I think it's a cute card. Love this card. All right, there go our sweet peas. We're gonna move on to card number 3. Okay, this is the card that is Welcome Sweet Pea. Now this card's a little bit different in the sense that we are going to cut a circle into the card. So let me bring out the pieces so that I can show you what we're doing. This time we're using peach pie. I've got, basic beige. Then I've got a piece of white that we're actually gonna be stamping on. I went ahead and I cut the circle that we're gonna be utilizing. These circles obviously were cut again with my stylish shape dies. I just used the largest one and centered the second largest in the middle, and then cut those out, and it makes a nice ring that I'm gonna use as a border for this card. So we've got that. Then of course I would be stamping the peas and the greenery, but I've already gone ahead and done that so that you guys don't have to watch me fussy cut all of these out, because it does take a lot more time. And then I do have a piece of the in color peach pie that we're gonna utilize with the card. And then I've got the tag that we're gonna utilize, and this tag comes from the Greetings of the Season stamp set. There's a lot of greetings with this stamp set, and then you've got all these various tags that you can utilize. And I'm sorry, this is the tag that we're gonna be utilizing tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get some stamping done first. I'm gonna bring my pad back out. This time we're gonna be doing Welcome Sweet Pea. So let me find the Welcome Sweet Pea stamp. It's here. And we are going to use the peach pie ink. So let me slide that through. Make sure I get good coverage on my stamp. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't get my hands in it. And then I'm going to stamp my Welcome Sweet Pea. I just wanna make sure I'm getting it straight. All right. There we go, we've got that. Stamping is not done. I still have more stamping to do, but I wanted to get the tag done. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in the leaf stamps. Let me close this up so I don't have any disasters. And you are gonna have to watch me color, but I've got the 2 leaves here. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my piece of cardstock and I'm going to use my Memento Black ink. Take that off to the side. And I was looking to see if I have any scrap paper here. I'm not seeing any scrap paper. I do have a piece. Hold on just a second. Because I'm going to be stamping off the edges, so I want to make sure that I have some scrap paper here as I'm stamping off the edges. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to move this stuff up because I know I'm kind of out of window a little bit. Move this up so you can see what I'm doing. Make sure I get my leaf inked up well. I'm looking through, and we're just gonna start stamping. And so I think this one I'm going to stamp up in this corner, try to get as many leaves on there as I can. There's really gonna be no method to this madness of stamping. I'm just trying to create basically my own designer series paper, if you will, with this. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one here. And then I'll do another one right here next to it, maybe I want to make sure I got good coverage, maybe right here. And then let's see, I'm going to take one from the bottom. And I'm looking through just to double check to make sure that I'm getting good coverage as I'm doing this. So I'm going to stamp this one maybe right here. Oops. And I'm going to be cutting a circle out of this. So I want to make sure that I've got enough stamps towards the outside edges that I'm not going to be cutting all of it off. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do, let's see, maybe this one right here. And then I'm going to bring the little one in, and I'm just going to do a few more little ones along the way. Let's see, maybe bring this one up from the bottom. And let's see, is that all I want? Maybe I'll do another little one right here. Maybe this way. Yeah. Okay, good enough. I don't want to get too carried away. So we're going to go ahead and take this out. And now what I'm going to do, let me clean these stamps up real quick. We're going to color. But the coloring is going to go fast because basically I'm just going to color in the leaves with the light granny apple green, and then I'm going to use the dark granny apple green to provide the highlight. All right, so let me bring those two back out again. Let me see, this is lemon lime. Lemon lime, I don't want lemon lime. I want granny apple green. So we're gonna bring granny apple green in. And we're gonna start with the light. And I like the bullet tip end. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. And I'll try to go fast with this. One of the things that I wanna do going forward is kind of do a survey with you guys to find out what types of things you would like to see me either record and place on Facebook or YouTube, or classes that you want me to hold. Now that I'm going to have more time, I really want to be able to cater to what you guys are looking for. Of course, I have all the fun stuff that I like, but you know, maybe it's more fun folds that you want or embossing that you want. So I'm actually going to be doing a survey with my mailing list. And it'll be an actual survey that I'm going to ask my customers on my mailing list to complete. But if you're not on my mailing list, you can choose to join my mailing list, and you just go to my website, aprildaviscreations.com. But if not, just leave me a comment with this video. Leave me a comment and let me know what kind of things that you're thinking about. One of the things that I can tell you that I am going to be focusing on, besides techniques and you know the typical things that we do, is stamping up with the release of this September 4th brochure catalog. They're going to have a scrapbooking brochure, and so they will have actual scrapbooking kits that you can consider, and we will be doing more with scrapbooking. I have a trip from Greece that I took in April that I really want to scrapbook, and I love memory keeping. In fact, that's how I got started into card making, was through scrapbooking first. So I'm going to start doing some more with that, and probably will do videos to just kind of go through some scrapbooking techniques and just show you some ideas. But I would love to hear from all of you what you're interested in, because I will be more present. You will see more of me now that I have more time. All right, so we got that colored in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dark granny apple green, and I'm just going to go along the vein. Is that what we call it? The vein of the leaf. And a lot of times I'll go ahead and color it in. I don't mean color it in, I mean blend it in, where I'll take the light and I'll go over it again. I'm not going to do that tonight just for time purposes, but I'll show you the difference. I think it works either way. I love the dark vein. It adds dimension to the leaves, and it just keeps them from looking just like 2D. It makes them a little bit more dimensional, if you will. So we've got that, very good. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the medium ring circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, and I'm looking for my mint tape, because what I'm gonna do now is I want to center this circle, and then we're just gonna do a cut. And I'm hoping that I can get this through my mini, but if I can't get it through my mini, I've got my big cut and emboss on standby. So let me just see if I can get this through here. Oh, I could get it through. Okay, good. All right, all right, all right. So let me move this stuff out of the way. I don't want to lose my pieces. Bring my plates in, little sandwich plates in. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this lined up correctly. I just don't wanna mess up my edges. The circle's what I'm concerned about. It needs to go through, but I wanna make sure that my paper doesn't get messed up. All right, so let's go ahead and crank this through. So now we've got that. I'll move this out of the way. Move the plates out of the way. Very carefully, I'm going to take my tape off. Pop this out. Maybe I'll use this for something else. Put my die back so I don't lose it. And now we've got this piece that we're going to utilize. So let's start building. Let's go ahead and fold our peach pie. And then we've got this layer that we're going to build. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to put this piece centered in this piece, but we're going to do it with dimensional. So you're going to have some dimension to it. But before we do that, we can go ahead and put the circle on. So let me go ahead and get this circle lined up. Let's do that. I love my fine tip glue bottle. Because this is a little bit of a little area, but my little fine tip glue bottle will go through it just right and makes it easy peasy for me to go ahead and get this glued. You don't need much. All right, so let's go ahead and get this down. And I'm gonna get that centered the way that I need to. And I'm just gonna kind of touch the edges just to make sure, from the inside, just to make sure that I've got it all even. And it still hasn't adhered yet, so I got to give it a little bit more time. Okay, got that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the dimensionals, which I have right here. And I'm going to put one on each corner. And then I'm going to, on the edges here and right here. Okay, so we've got that. And before I put that down, I need to put this piece behind. So I want to make sure, I'm going to kind of eye this. I want to make sure, and it doesn't need to be on this layer, but I just want to double check it. But when I go to put this down, I want to make sure I get it centered in the right place so that I am not too high or too low. So let's go ahead and put some glue behind this and get it glued down. And again, I'm going to go right about here. I'm not pressing down too hard just yet. I want to give this another chance to see if I've got it the way that I want it, and it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and press this down. And then what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this. Now what I want to do is I'm trying to see, do I want it to go this way or do I want it to go this way? I think I want it to go that way. So I'm going to pull these off, and you know what's next. I'm going to put some glue on it just to make sure. Did I get that? Yep, I did. You can always tell if you've gotten it. You can either touch it and it's sticky or it's shiny. Once you pull the backing off, it becomes shiny. So you can always tell that it's off there. But let's go ahead and get this. Get some glue on here. Again, the glue is not because the dimensionals are sticky. The glue is so that I have some wiggle room to move things around. So let's go ahead and get this lined up. There's not much space. It's like 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So I'm gonna just scoot it a little bit, and it scoots, and I love the fact that it scoots. So we'll get it scooched over a little bit more. So now we've got this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in our peach pie ribbon. And I didn't leave a lot of space for it. I brought my circle down a little bit lower than normal. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do it the exact same way that I did the last one. And we're gonna cut it off about right here. And I'm going to just wrap this around. So I'm gonna bring it up this way. It's gonna go right underneath my circle. So we'll go ahead and get this one taped down. Pull this around. I'm gonna make sure that this is even. Okay, I'm looking at it. Put this down. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. I'm glad you're able to join. Thanks for saying hello. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to adhere this. Oh, did I lose some pieces? I hope I didn't lose some pieces. What we're gonna do is we're gonna adhere this to our card base. So again, we're gonna be utilizing dimensionals with it. And then after we get this done, we will start placing our little new sweet pea. So let me get this done. I'm gonna do it the same way I did the others. Since this is a main layer, I've got 3 on the edge and 2 in the center. And then take your pick to pop these off. I'm using a lot of dimensionals tonight, but I love the dimension that dimensionals give the card. It just makes them pop. All right, I'm not getting, I got that one. Digging at it, and yep, I got it. All right, let's put some more glue on this. Although I've been doing really good with these main layers tonight. So quick with that. Bring this in. I'm going to turn it sideways. It's just easier for me to see if I can get it centered a little bit better. And I'm gonna not push down tight yet. Feel like this needs to just go just a little bit, just a little squish. Okay, we got it. All right, let's start to place our little sweet pea. So sweet pea is going to go on dimensional. So let's go ahead and get sweet pea some dimensionals, and we'll just do a couple here. Get the backs off. And this sweet pea is going into the center of the circle. So what I may do is use my tweezers to just kind of help me get it lined up the way that I want it. And we're just gonna put them right here, put sweet pea, right in the center there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our leaves and or our greenery, and we're gonna tuck them in underneath. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back here, and we're just gonna start to tuck these in. And I don't need a lot of glue. I just have a little bit of glue, but there's a lot of wiggle room underneath here, so I can get it tucked in the way that I want it, and then it'll be poking out. All right, so we've got that one, and then I'm gonna do one from the top here. Let me see, I think I want it to go right about there. So we'll do a little bit more with that one. Tuck it in. I'm not even worrying about gluing the whole thing down. I'm just doing a little bit. Gives it a little bit of freedom, if you will. And then I'm gonna take this one, and I think I'm going to pop it right about here. Hi, Joyce. I'm so glad you joined. All right, let's tuck this one in right here. And we'll have those done. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set our banner up. Now, I'm sorry, not our banner, but our tag. And our tag's gonna go right about here. And I'm trying to see, let me double check. Did I put it on dimensional? I sure did put it on dimensionals. So the dimensionals are actually gonna go right on top of this ribbon. And because they're going right on top of the ribbon, I need to maybe make sure my ribbon's a little bit more secure underneath. So I'm gonna take a few little glue dots and I'm just gonna stick a glue dot here. And I'm gonna take one more and I'm gonna put it on the other side. And it'll just add a little bit of stability so that when I put the tag down, the tag's not going to be too loose, if you will. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna put some dimensionals right along the back of the tag. And we'll pop those off. And we'll get this centered. Welcome, sweet pea, so sweet. All right, so we've got that. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna take my peach pie ribbon again. And this time I'm just gonna do a free standing bow. I'm not gonna wrap it around or anything. What I wanna do is I'm just gonna create the bow. Give myself a little bit of room. And we'll get this tied up the way that we want. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. I don't need it too big. Make it tight, there we go. And then I'm gonna take my ribbon snips and we'll snip this off. And then I'm gonna take it and snip this edge off. I want it to, okay. And then now I get to decide where I want this to go. And I think I'm gonna put it right about here. In fact, I'm going to trim this off just a tiny bit more. I don't have a lot of, what do I want to say? It's hard to trim the ribbon when it is, you don't have a lot to hold on to. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of glue dots to the back of this, rather than just do one. Whoops, I didn't get those off of there. I'm going to take a couple of ribbons to the back, or a couple of the glue dots to the back, and I'm going to put one on one side. And these glue dots are sticky. Okay, so now we've got that one down, but I'm going to do a second one just to make sure I've got lots of adhesive here. If I can get my fingers off of it. Okay, good, good, good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to set it up right here. It's adhered. And we are done with card number 2. Isn't that cute? Sweet pea. Oh, so fun. I really, really enjoyed working with these cards and this set that I don't think that I would have picked it otherwise, but boy, when I started playing with it, cute, cute cards. This was card number 1 that we did. And then we have card number 2 that we did with our little love peas. Bow at the bottom, bow at the top. You pick what you like. But those are our 3 cards for tonight. So I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about the fact that this is a to-go class. So if you are interested in these cards, the kits to make these cards, just go to aprildaviscreations.com and place an order in my online store. All the information is there. And then I will make sure that I get these kits cut for you. If you don't have the sweet peas, you might consider the sweet peas, but maybe you've got something in your library that you can utilize as well. But these are such cute cards. I hope you decide to go ahead and create some on your own. The other thing that I'm going to ask you to do before I say goodbye is help me to grow this channel. I'm really excited now that I get to go full time with it, that I'm able to reach more people and spend more time with all of you. So please do like and share both on Facebook and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also on YouTube. That helps me because the more you guys interact, the more I'm able to reach more people. So thank you so much. I'm so glad to be live with you guys tonight after 3 weeks. And I will see you guys next week. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.